Welcome to the Bookkeeping for Farmers using QuickBooks video series. This video was developed by the Center for Land-Based Learning with funding and support from California FarmLink and USDA Risk Management Agency. In this video, we will talk about how to enter deposits in QuickBooks. This is part 1 of a 2-part video. All deposits that you make into your actual bank account also have to be logged into your QuickBooks register. The two have to match each other exactly. There are generally 3 types of deposits you will make in QuickBooks. Mostly, you will deposit payments received against invoices that you have issued. At times, you will deposit payments from sales receipts that you have issued. Rarely, you will enter general deposits like capital contributions to your business. Let's first talk about deposits of payments received against invoices. To deposit a payment received against an invoice, you have to first go to the Receive Payments window. You have a few ways to do that. On the menu bar under Customers, select Receive Payments, or on the toolbar, click Receive Payment. Once you are in the Receive Payments window, select the customer who is paying you, enter the date of the payment, enter the amount of the payment received, enter the payment method, like check or credit card, enter the check number if they paid you via check, select the correct invoice to apply the payment to, select to which account you would like to make the deposit, click Save. To deposit a payment received against an invoice, you have to first go to the Receive Payments window. You have a few ways to do that. On the menu bar under Customers, select Receive Payments. Or on the toolbar, click the coins icon, Receive Payment. Once you're in the Payments window, select the customer that is making the payment. In our case, we're going to receive a check payment from the French Laundry for $215. You can use the menu and scroll to the correct customer, or you can just start typing. Tab to enter the date of the payment, Tab to enter the amount of the payment, enter the payment method, in our case check, enter the check number, 1234, select the invoice to which you want to apply the payment. Here, for simplicity, we have only one invoice and one matching payment. And QuickBooks has already matched them for us. Next, you have to select where to deposit this check. If this is the only check that you will be depositing, then select Deposit To and make sure your checking account is selected. But if you have more checks that you will be depositing all at the same time later, then select Group with Other Undeposited Funds. Here, for simplicity, let's select Deposit To Business Checking. Hit Enter or click Save. Now, let's close out of this window so you can see in Accounts Receivables. The French Laundry invoice no longer has a due date because it has been paid. Here an invoice has a due date. Our French Laundry invoice shows paid. This invoice is no longer stored here for payment. See, the amount of the invoice is entered and then removed. The amount paid has decreased the total amount of accounts receivables. Now let's close Accounts Receivables and open Checking Account. The payment has been deposited to your checking account. So let's receive another payment together so you're clear on how this works. We're going to receive a payment for $400 from Nugget Market. Type Nugget Market in Customer. Tab to select a date. Notice the outstanding balance next to the date. They're a regular customer and they owe us a lot of money. Enter the amount of the check. Enter payment method, check. Enter check number. Now, you have to select the invoice to which you want to apply the payment. Here, you deliver to this restaurant weekly, but they pay monthly or randomly. You have several invoices listed here. You will have to make sure that you select the correct invoices that are being paid with this check. QuickBooks automatically matches the payment amount to the same invoice amount. But if this payment encompasses many invoices, you have to make sure that you apply it to the correct ones. In this case, the $400 payment was for the 2 older invoices. So deselect invoice 6. Notice that unapplied amount is increased to the amount of the payment because it has not yet been applied. Now select invoice 3. Notice how unapplied amount shows the difference to still be applied. Now select invoice 5. Notice how unapplied amount is now 0 because we have applied the whole amount to the correct invoices. Now, I have already showed you how to deposit directly into your checking account. This time, select Group with Other Undeposited Funds. This undeposited funds is an account that represents the leather pouch in which you keep your cash or checks to be deposited at the end of the day or at the end of the week. When you select this option, you will have to take another step in QuickBooks to actually deposit the check into your check register, which I will show you next. Click Save. To deposit a payment that you have already received and are holding in the Undeposited Funds window, you have to first open the Deposit window. You have 2 ways of doing that. From the menu bar, select Banking, Make Deposits, or on the toolbar, click Deposits. Once you're in the Deposit window, select the payments that you want to deposit, enter a date for the deposit, print a deposit slip if you want, save the transaction. Okay, we have just finished receiving a $400 payment from Nugget Market and are holding it in undeposited funds. Let's close out of the Receive Payments window. Open the Undeposited Funds register. Our payment is being held here. You can see that I've received another payment that is waiting here to be deposited. Once these payments will have been deposited, the Undeposited Funds account will show a 0 balance. You have a few ways to get to the deposit window. From the menu bar, select Banking, Make Deposit. Or on the toolbar, click the Safe icon, Deposits. QuickBooks immediately lets us know that we have checks in undeposited funds. We can get to this window inside the deposit window by pressing the coins icon on the window bar. You can select the payments you want to add to this deposit. You can select just one, or both, or select none, or select all. I want to deposit both of them, so I click OK. See how they appear in the deposit window, all filled out already. Now you can make sure you're depositing into the correct account. You can adjust the date. You can add a memo if you like, here or here. Then print the deposit slip by clicking on the printer icon. After it prints, you can cut this here. The upper part you can use as your deposit slip. The lower part, the deposit summary, you can staple to the check stubs and to the deposit receipt that the bank will give you, then file that as your deposit record. Here you would click Print. I'm going to cancel out. Then to save the deposit, click Save. Let's close out of this window. Look at the undeposited funds register. It has a balance of 0. See how the deposits were here and have been taken out. And now the balance is 0. Let's look at business checking. And here is your deposit. It says multiple payees. It bundles them together. We can open it, and it will take us to that same deposit window. In the next video, we will continue talking about deposits.